At first, there wasn't that much appeal. I didn't get into it 100% until these ideas started coming. And you know, Mark Frost and I wrote this script, and again, it just another world just opened up.
Diane, 11:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks sounds like a good, meaty soap opera to me.
Well, comparisons have been made about it resembling a soap opera, but let me tell you, from that point, that's the ground zero, and from there, the point of departure, we just, you know, it's completely out there. Which is great, I mean, because every scene is going to demand from the audience complete attention, just because it's not sitting back and letting the story kind of roll over you. It's like, it really makes you want to participate and get into this world and the story, so it's more active.
Laura kissed me and she whispered the name of the killer in my ear. Who was it? I don't remember.
It's not like anything that's really on television, I don't think. You know, a young woman gets killed in a town, and what it becomes is a character study of all these different people in this town.
Good Lord, Laura. Laura Palmer.
It kind of cracks me up how much people want an answer to the Who Killed Laura Palmer thing, because that murder was just kind of the ball that got everything rolling, you know.
Laura Palmer. Laura Palmer. Laura Palmer.
Laura Palmer.
You were placed under arrest for suspicion of murder, the murder of Laura Palmer.
So how many times have you been asked who killed Laura Palmer, and how tired are you getting of it?
No, I'm not getting tired of it. It's an important, you know, question, and it has to be addressed. There's no sure things, you know, in a murder mystery. Sometimes it takes a while to find out, you know, who did what.
Is this about Laura? I'm afraid it is.
I have heard theories about every character, you know, having killed her, with different motivations and reasons and all this, and all of them make sense. And whether or not they're right, at least the viewers are thinking.
Bobby, did you kill Laura Palmer?
No!
I just read a script where it told us who killed Laura Palmer, and I found out today that they tricked us. They wrote this whole thing explaining it, and then it was a trick. So, yeah, this is what you have to deal with every day.
Did you know Laura Palmer?
No.
How well did you know her?
I said I didn't.
It wasn't a suicide. She didn't wrap her own self in plastic after she killed herself and drop herself into the water.
There are rules in the world of Twin Peaks. There's quite a wide path. There's a lot of strange things that you can, you know, do in that world, but there's certainly things you can't. And it's, I love that world.
Mark and I were, you know, falling in love with this world and the characters.
There was a fish in the percolator.
It was very, you know, pleasing and felt right, you know, for us. Little by little, the cast came along and we found ourselves working. It was very intense fun, the whole experience.
These characters, they appear very black and white. I mean, they're very quirky, you know. Everyone is played on a realistic level, but there's a lot of strange things that they do, habits, you know.
Who's the lady with the log?
I would call it a log lady.
We thought of this character, you know, 20 years ago. David said, you want to do this part.
One day, my log will have something to say about this.
Like the cult figure thing, it's not really anything I did. I just did this role, and it captured people's imaginations.
Come on, then. My log does not judge.
The characters are so intriguing, so bizarre, do such strange things, unexpected things, in situations that are very odd. I think it's just the nature of the show. It's just the unknown factor keeps people on the edge of the seat.
What did you see that night
the night Laura Palmer was killed.
I'll do the talking.
I tell you, the situations that the writers have come up with and the dialogue, I think what makes it more unique is the way it's shot and the way the small town is presented, especially in the pilot. It's up the Northwest, which hasn't been seen a lot, and it's all of the moods and all of the climate varieties that happen up there.
Oh, Diane, I almost forgot. Got to find out what kind of trees these are. They're really something.
You know, the mist, which lends itself to a great mysterious, you know, tone, and the rain and the darkness and the trees and the forest. It's all, and it's shot and presented in a very mysterious way.
It's very beautiful on the outside, you know, it's a place that you look at and you think you'd love to live in, you know, the people are very charming, a little quirky, and then the more time you spend looking at the town or being in the town and being around the people, you see that everything isn't what it looks like, in a weird way.
It's like a mood or a tone. I don't know how to explain it, but there's like a sense that it's there, and that it's a presence, and that it's quite powerful, but it's not identified as this person or that person or a bad guy, or, you know, it's like, how do I describe it? It's almost supernatural.
I keep saying it's the mystery of the woods, and it's the same kind of thing that a fairy tale, you know, gets going on. It's once you start walking in the woods, your imagination starts going, and there's, you know, some of this in the world of land of Twin Peaks.
David is wonderful about being able to, you know, just because the script says something doesn't mean that's exactly what we have to do. There was one scene in the morgue where the lights were flickering. That just happened. The lights weren't working. And David said, let's just go with it. And I think it added a wonderful dimension to the scene. It added kind of a creepy oddness.
I have to apologize again for the fluorescent lights. I think it's a bad transformer. It's going all right.
People watching it that know his work will certainly recognize things, I think, that identify Lynch, a Lynch product. That is a certain mood, a certain kind of pace and texture. Anything that I think that you can identify an auteur by, those, you know, those fundamental elements are all there.
David, he has such a creative way of playing with an audience's emotions, so that you look at something and you think you'll accept one thing from this person, and right away they'll do something else.
Are you okay?